Hey everyone, welcome to Zealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Robbie.
And I am Tip.
Major
So
can't make it with us today.
yeah, there was Major had a major life change.
He's a
He
daddy.
He
yeah
had a
so,
minor. Oh,
yeah he's now we're gonna call him Papa Mage on the show now. So yeah, Major's just had a kid. Um, so he's doing paternal stuff, paternal duties, as is Matt. I'm guessing maybe Matt just has bad reception for his phone. But so last time we were on the show, we did episode 3 of Ahsoka. Episode 4 and 5 have both come out since, but I think I'm the only one who's seen both episodes. Robbie's only seen episode 4, and Tip has seen none of them. So I
None of
guess
them.
me
Oh
and Rob
yeah.
will just break down episode
So
4, which I thought was probably the most bearable of the episodes released so far, up until that point. Um, Episode 5 kind of went back into like stupid territory again. But I think episode 4 was, actually competently written, acted, and directed. So it was definitely, I think most people
wow.
would agree it was the best of the 4 so far. And there was an interesting teaser at the end. So,
Well, so Forrest, are
mhm.
each episode directed by a different person, keeping with the Star
uh,
Wars kind of
I don't
thing?
think so.
I think Dave Filoni directed the last episode, but I think he might have directed the first episode too. But I don't think he's directed every single episode. I did absolutely no research beyond watching the shows, and I'm just going off of knowledge that's a week old at this point. I did not rewatch the episode because I need to. I need to watch over 1,000 episodes of One Piece, so I need to devote time to that. Also, later on, I've seen the first
That
4
long
episodes of One
series.
Piece. So, did you see any, Rob? You've just seen the anime, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen the live action yet.
Okay, so I've watched the first 4 episodes, which is where I've watched up into the anime. So each like episode or 2 episodes it covers an arc in the anime, and I'm watching the fourth arc right now, so I can watch episode 5 and 6 at least. So I've seen the first 4 episodes of One Piece, and
What's happening in the where you're at? Has
in
all the
what the
characters
anime?
gotten together?
No, they're working on. I'm on the Barati arc, which is like the ship, the restaurant ship, and this is where they get their
Oh,
cook
okay.
Sanji. So
Yeah.
I'm almost done with that arc. I got like a few more episodes, and then I can watch. Then
Yeah,
they
he's a
adapt
big
that arc, I
character.
think, in episode 5 and 6 of the anime. So once I do that, then it'll be like I think the Arlong Park arc. So but, yeah, so we can talk about One Piece later, but I think we're gonna
One
cover
Piece.
Ahsoka. Yeah, because all the treasures in one piece. Um, so Ahsoka, trying to remember episode 4. Their ship is broken. They get attacked by the white-haired Sith lady and Merrick, who turns out is just a uh, random faceless henchman because Ahsoka kills him and he becomes gas. So
She's dead.
yeah, so were you disappointed that Merrick turned out to be nobody, Rob? Or you're just like, yeah, I saw that coming? Because
Uh,
I'm going to be honest, I did not even give that character the time of day or even like think he was significant until people online and people on this podcast said, oh, he's going to be like Ezra Bridger or Star Killer or, another character like who's masked. And I didn't really, I just thought he was like a faceless, another Sith dude, just like, because most of this, like, what were the Inquisitors in Kenobi? They basically had no plot development or character development whatsoever. And they were just
They just
basically
stood
just
in,
like,
yeah.
they're just goons who just happen to have like red lightsabers. So that was my feeling with this character, Merrick. And it was exactly that. So I think if like everyone online didn't make a big deal about it, then no one, would have, I wouldn't have assumed he would have been anything more than just a henchman, and that's what he was.
Well,
So,
Forrest, what does that tell you about the
listen,
internet?
don't trust it. Um, except
Yeah.
except when it tells you to enter in your credit card information, then it must be really important. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so yeah, so Sabine's fighting. What's the white haired girl's name? I forget. Evil Sith lady
um,
number 24. at this
Yeah,
point.
I'm bad with all their names.
Yeah, because there was like Ventress, there was like the female Inquisitor on Kenobi. There's like all the female Inquisitors in that Star Wars game. So it's just like Sith. It's it's very much my complaint back to the first episode. It's the same damn thing over and over again. It's like good Jedi, bad Jedi. Like there's still some Sith and Jedi left we've never heard of that survived Order 66. So it's just like it really just shows you how like they're just recycling the same plot over and over again because I can't remember this
It does
white
seem
hair's girl name.
like a similar plot, different characters.
But I
Well,
think
how
it's
would
pretty
you
much
make Star Wars different? I mean, that's a challenge, though.
Andor.
It's like
Well,
this
Andor. I think
thing.
Andor did. I think Andor did that pretty well
Ah.
because basically, like, it's a guy with no powers, and he's pretty much like relying on his skill and cunning. And there's way more stakes in that show because he's just a flesh and blood human like us.
Kind
But
of like the Mandalorian, where he
I
was
mean,
just a dude.
well, the guy has literal plot armor. So I mean, he's already kind of boring. But that's kind of like the dirty little secret about because
That's
Red
true.
Letter. I'm plagiarizing Red Letter Media when I say this, but like the dirty little secret about Star Wars, it's actually very very limited because if you try to like make it too different, like get rid of like the Jedi or get rid of the Mandalorians or get rid of like the Rebellion and the Sith, then it's just like no longer Star Wars. No one really cares. So you kind of have to do the same thing over and over again. So it's sort of like it's a snake that eats its own tail.
I mean, what if they
Um,
went like way deep back in time in Star
I think that's
Wars,
probably
like
that's what I think the Game of
before
Thrones guys were
lightsabers,
going to
right?
do. Because what are the guys' names? D&D, the guys who did Game of Thrones. I think they were going to do an Old Republic show, but then again, that would have been the exact same thing. It would have been Jedi versus Sith, the exact same fucking thing. So it's just like
Yeah,
it just
but
would have been way in the past.
different technology that we get to enjoy.
Yeah. So Sabine's fighting the white-haired girl, Sith Lady number 47, and Sith Lady number 47
We will just
kills.
label her 47.
Yeah, isn't that the guy in Hitman? That's his number in Hitman.
Forrest, what
Oh,
about this idea?
I think it was. It was 40 something.
What's your idea, Ted? Because I need to finish the plot. I need to finish summarizing the plot.
For Star Wars,
Yeah.
this would be a great one. I think if they went back in time before intergalactic travel.
Then it just would have been like Wookiees on a planet, sort of like 2001: A Space Odyssey. They're just like they see like the giant. Oh no! How about Chewbacca or the Wookiees' first contact with interstellar life?
Yeah,
It's sort of like 2001: A
Forrest.
Space Odyssey. Yeah.
It's insane.
Or what was that? What's that movie with caveman, Quest for Fire? So maybe like Quest for interstellar travel. They're looking for like the fuel source to leave planet Wookiee. I don't know what the Wookiee's main planet
Dude,
is.
a Star Wars, a Wookiee focused Star Wars.
Yeah, where there's no dialogue except.
Subtitles is fucking subtitles.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh my god.
Tip.
That's literally the
I just realized.
only word spoken.
Tip. There's already a Star Wars property focused on Wookiees. It was the Star Wars Holiday Special. So maybe this is a horrible idea. Oh wait, no wait. We're gonna do it right though. We're gonna do a good Wookiee focused Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Nothing but
Focusing
Wookiees.
on Wookiees. Yeah, but you've seen the Holiday Special though, right? It's about like Chewbacca goes home to his family, and it's all Wookiee focused. So so maybe we need to
not do
steer
that.
away from the Wookiees. But yeah, so
Or
like
do that because people would think it's funny.
Yeah, maybe. Like we're gonna do it right. We're gonna do it.
Dude, I am calling tonight. I have him on speed dial. Jim Henson. All I have to do is hit *1. Jim Henson.
What did he die of? Didn't he have like a rare disease, or did he just have cancer? I mean, cancer isn't rare, but Jim Henson's dead.
Oh.
Did he even work on Star Wars?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. Probably not. But
so
why do I have his number then? Who am I talking to when I'm talking to Jim Henson then?
Wasn't he a dude you knew from school? I don't know. So anyway, Sith chick 47, not associated with Hitman character, kills Sabine, or does she stab Sabine again? I'm trying to remember what the hell happened in this episode. It's been a week. Maybe I really should have rewatched it. For some reason, Ahsoka kills Merrick. She goes after to kill Ray Stevenson, and Ray Stevenson's there, and I showed you that funny meme where he was like, Anakin spoke highly of you. And she was like, well, he never mentioned you. And he was like, that's because my character didn't exist before this show.
That was a funny meme.
Yeah. So I guess Baylan Skoll is older, same age as Anakin, maybe. I imagine older because Anakin would probably
looks older.
Anakin would probably be in his 30s because this is like Ahsoka's 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, right? Or is it more? I don't know the exact timeline. We did no research.
They never really gave us a year.
So, because Anakin was like in his early 20s when he became Darth Vader, right? So he'd probably be in his early 30s. And
I thought he was in his late 20s when he became Darth Vader.
Okay, so he'd still be in his 30s. So, yeah. But yeah, Baylan Skoll was definitely like in his early 50s. I don't know how old Ray Stevenson was when he died, but I imagine he's late 40s, early 50s. So,
well, I just made that up, but it seems like.
Well, Hayden Christensen was in like his early 20s or mid 20s when Revenge of the Sith came out, right? Which is kind of like the problem I has. Like he looked way too young to like me buy this guy was gonna be Darth Vader. I mean, I guess like in Attack of the Clones, yeah, because he's supposed to be like a teenager, but like in Revenge of the Sith, I'm like, oh, they cast the same actor as Anakin. I'm supposed to buy this guy supposed to be coming, this whiny guy's supposed to be Darth Vader.
That guy got so much hate, but I thought he did
not as much as Jar Jar Binks.
Not as much as Jar Jar Binks. Star Wars fans are the most vicious. They are horrific, and I don't know why. I think it's like a pretension of some sort. Like, oh, we're the original nerd.
Or it's like they're not as bad as Cowboy Bebop fans who literally got the adaptation of the anime canceled after one season. That's how harsh they were. At least like the prequel movies. Man. At least the prequel movies had like 3 animated series. And plus, it's still referenced in like all the movies and at least Star Wars lived on. Cowboy Bebop's dead as a franchise now. Like, there's not going to be anything involved with that franchise beyond the live action series because the fans like hated it so much. But yeah, wow. So
that's like horrific because like they're doing themselves a disservice.
Well, not really. I think it was a pretty shitty adaptation. I think about it. Oh. And the anime had a beginning, middle, and end. It was not supposed to be like a long form series like One Piece or Dragon Ball Z. It was just going to be like always being a limited series. So I think it was probably just best to let the anime leave it alone, or at least done like a less crappy job at adapting it, or at least what One Piece is doing, adapting the anime in order. The Cowboy Bebop, like every episode in order in which it happened, which they were kind of like bit all scattershot. Just randomly picking plot lines and characters and
terrible.
Putting them in the episodes.
Well, then they screwed up. The writers screwed up or whatever.
Yeah, but the fans absolutely killed Cowboy Bebop. But I'm just saying they're probably more vicious than Star Wars fans, and they're a lot less numerous too. So so Baylan Skoll and Ahsoka fight. He gives the whole rigmarole like you should join us or maybe not. He gives the same speech to Sabine, and I think I read that the fight between Baylan Skoll and Ahsoka was like a samurai versus a knight. And I was like, it's so cool because like he does a lot of like powerful downswings and she does like her spins and stuff. So it's like a very interesting 2 different like fight techniques. Because like, if you look at the prequels, it's mainly just like 2 acrobats fighting each other, regardless if they're Sith or Jedi. But like this was like 2 very different fighting techniques. So that was interesting. So that was definitely the highlight. And we've said before in this podcast, like Ray Stevenson is by far and away the highlight of this show because he's the bad guy, but he's definitely a understandable bad guy that has gravitas. And I think even though like his whole philosophy, like I'm doing this for the greater good, is complete bullshit. But I think the way he delivers his lines is like, okay, this guy's onto something. So, what did you think?
Well, as they say,
it's how we bring
killers just love killing. And
well, he didn't kill anyone in this episode. Well, I think he just killed Ahsoka's pride. He threw her off a cliff, though. But then Sabine got there. But I think, like, overall, the choreography was definitely the lightsaber battle choreography was definitely the highlight of this episode. And I thought the fight between Ahsoka and Skull was really good. Yeah, so Sabine shows up. and she's like holding the map ball, and she's like, "I'll destroy it unless you let Ahsoka go." And I think Balin's skull.
Did she have her lightsaber? Like, why didn't I
I
think
don't
of that?
remember. I think she's had like a gun,
Just
and she's
stab
pointing
the
at the
map.
map. And I'm guessing, like, I'm pretty sure, like, I thought like it would be like a Lord of the Rings, One Ring scenario where she tries to shoot the map and it's like indestructible, so the bullet just bounces back and hits her in the head.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I
Or
wonder
the
if the
laser.
shot
Sorry, they don't have bullets.
destroyed it or not.
How about John? How about before the invention of lasers? There's a Star Wars movie where they're still using bullets, and then
Whoa.
like someone invents the laser
Oh,
gun,
whoa.
and it's just like he just takes a. It's like sort of like a John Wick style Star Wars movie, where they're using bullets instead of lasers, or bullets versus lasers, or maybe a guy. I don't know. Who's? I guess. What's the bounty hunter who's like a Western character? Cal Bane, Cad
I
Bane.
like that idea.
What if he like finds old like Wild West antique weapons and uses them, like Cad Bane's ancestor, Cad Boone, because Boone's the opposite of Bane.
Could a Jedi stop a bullet?
So basically, because we've already sort of seen a Star Wars Western with, Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian a little bit, because they're in Tatooine, but like more like a legitimate Western where it's just like he's using actual bullets. And it's like before like you said, Tip, before interstellar travel was discovered. It's like a Western on this alien world, and then maybe the Empire comes and they're fighting the stormtroopers with bullets.
Holy crap, that's insane. That's
Yeah.
and then like the ending is like Darth Vader steps off the ship, and like all the bullets just stop in midair.
That's basically like Rogue One. But maybe
because he's so powerful. I mean,
he was way too
so
OP
powerful.
in Rogue One, it seemed, and so was Luke. Luke was way too OP in the last episode of Mandalorian, or not the season 2 finale Mandalorian. I think that was done because they were just like, now you can't complain that we make our female characters overpowered because we made a male character overpowered. Maybe that was their reasoning behind that. But yeah, I think I was like rolling my eyes that Luke was like literally just like smashing robots by just pointing at them. So I was like, he should have had more of a hard time than that. Let there be some conflict.
Just
like he's not that powerful. So, but he's like Luke Skywalker, so they wanted to.
Well, so in the Mandalorian, that's before the third trilogy, right?
I have no idea. Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's like set after.
It's after Return of the Jedi, before the Force Awakens.
Yeah. So set in that time period, which is like kind of like a really weird, mysterious thing, and Luke is like just
but Luke wasn't that powerful in Return of the Jedi. I mean, he still like got his ass handed to him by Darth Vader and the Emperor. So I mean, just like have some you like still have him like fight and win the battle against the robots. But, like at least have there be some conflict. There's like no conflict. He was literally just walking in the room, just like making the robots explode by thinking. So I was like, yeah. So Ahsoka goes off the cliff. Sabine Wren gives the map to Baylan Skoll because she wants to see Ezra Bridger again. And Sith Girl 64 starts forcing her from behind. And Baylan's like,
don't do that.
just like, no kill. He's very just like not really quick about it. He's not
like I told her she wouldn't get hurt, but he's not really jumping. He
took his sweet ass time. He took his sweet ass time.
Yeah.
So Baylan Skoll, Sabine, and white-haired Sith bitch go to the new galaxy to find Thrawn. And at the very end of the episode, we also got
between all of them.
We gotta forget. We almost forgot the most forgettable part of the episode, which is what Hera's doing. What's her last name? Cirilla, General Cirilla, who basically makes herself out to be a gigantic hypocrite this episode because she's like loves pulling rank to get what she wants, but then when she's going to direct order not to leave the base, she's like, I'm going to do it anyway because I'm a renegade. So yeah, so really shows you how forgettable her character is and just how useless her character is in this whole show. So yeah, by the end of the episode, Tip, you listening? Because this is going to be
Yeah, there's just a lot of
this is
noise.
it's a very big cliffhanger here.
What?
Tip, Hayden Christensen comes back as Anakin
What?
Skywalker because Ahsoka's like in the world between worlds, or she's like in some sort of dream state. Do you know what this is? This part of the this is like sort of like a what do they call it? Dream walking, or like you go on like a walkabout, sort of like a spiritual journey. So she falls in the water. She's like drowning, but she's like has this spiritual journey to where she's like in this weird part of she's like in space, but there's like a lot of bridges in space, and she sees Anakin. And he actually looks a lot more age appropriate to be Darth Vader because he's like in his 40s now. So like I think like the good thing about this show is like yes, it's like pathetic fan service to get Hayden Christensen to come back as Anakin like it was in Kenobi, but at least I'm more convinced this guy could become Darth Vader now because he looks a lot older. And he was like way too fucking young in Revenge of the Sith for me to buy him that he would become Darth Vader, especially when his voice switches from like a whiny 20-year-old to a 47-year-old black man, James Earl Jones. So yeah, so Hayden Christensen was at the end of the episode. Were you surprised, shocked by this, Rob, or were you just like, oh, okay, I figured they were going to do that?
No, actually, I didn't see it coming. But
I think I read somewhere like a year ago when they were still filming that Hayden Christensen was like spotted on set. So I knew they were going to incorporate him somehow. And I figured it was going to be like via flashback, but this was sort of not flashback. It was more just like she's just sort of like having a hallucination of him, sort of. Although I'm sure like the Star Wars experts, all 50 million who listen to our podcast will chime in and tell us this is a actual place within the Force that Jedi users or Force users go when they're unconscious or something like that. But my understanding is this is like an hallucination because she's knocked out or like a dream state. So that was episode 4. This is definitely it was definitely the best episode up until that point. So what did you think of it, Rob? Did you like it? Hate it? Did you think it was the worst of the 4, or the best of the 4, or just sort of like on par?
I'd say it went up a little bit from the other ones.
Okay.
Yeah, there was some more fighting scenes and interesting stuff going on.
Yeah,
all the visualizations with the map and they had that jump at the end right through that fleet.
Yeah. Well, I guess you don't want me to spoil episode 5 for you, since you haven't seen it yet.
Are we gonna do episode 5 this episode? I guess not.
We can. I mean,
huge deal to me.
Okay. Well,
or should we wait till Major might get?
I mean, nothing really.
Thing.
I mean, I'm wondering if we're going to have Major back on his podcast because he has like
baby duty.
He has like an airtight excuse now to never get on because baby stuff this.
Babies are important, Forrest.
They're the future, yes, but that little I think that so who knows if he'll ever be back on the podcast, because like we set a time and then he's just like, oh, baby stuff. So
that's okay. That's okay. Life's priorities change for us.
Oh, I agree. It's a priority. The baby definitely takes precedence over a podcast, but
a little. I mean, not much.
Yeah. So, episode 5. Let's just dive into it.
Wait, I thought we're not going to talk about episode 5.
Well, yeah, let's just do it because I don't want to be 2 episodes. I have to do 2 episodes next week. Hopefully everyone will catch up. So episode 5.
Well, wait. Has Robbie caught up?
No, he is not. No. I'm going to spoil it for him.
But no, don't spoil it for Robbie.
There's really nothing that moves the plot forward in this episode beyond the fact that they go after. They find a way.
No, Forrest, don't do it.
They find a way to get to the other galaxy, and it's really,
Oh,
really, really
God.
stupid. But basically, most of the episode is like her, I guess, dream walkabout with Anakin. And Anakin's like life. You have a choice to make, life or death. And
Does
they
he
just do
reveal anything
no.
new in the
It's just a bunch of
conversation
it's just a
there?
bunch of flashbacks where she's a kid and they're fighting on the
Oh,
battlefield of the Clone Wars. And then did she go to Mandalore in the Clone Wars show, or is that like made up for
I don't
this?
know.
So it's like there's like
Yeah. Well, the Majors
it's kind
did
of,
watch too, right?
I mean, it's a very like well shot sequence where like they're basically like on the beach, and it's like you can't see the enemy, but you just see like the soldiers running through the fog, and you see like Anakin run by her, and like you see him way up in the distance, and like a lightning flash goes by, and that one instance he becomes Darth Vader. So it's a well shot, interesting scene, but it doesn't really advance the plot at all. This is just like I'd say a filler episode before they start to
Oh,
pick
really?
up on the plot again. So like basically all these flashbacks to where like she's not even flashbacks, but just like she's like a kid again, and Anakin's just like choose life or death, and there's like a dead soldier, and she's like they all died because of me, and he's like yeah well this is war, so suck it up. So
Suck it up,
and
Buttercup.
at the very end, they have another lightsaber battle, and he's like sort of like he's not Darth Vader yet, but he's like sort of in Sith mode before he became Darth Vader. And well, I take it back because Revenge of the Sith, he was Darth Vader before he got the suit, right? Because he had the yellow eyes and stuff.
Sith mode engaged.
Yeah, so he was in Sith mode when he's talking to her at the end of her dream or whatever. So like they're fighting, and she disarms them and wins the fight, and she's like, I choose life. And he's like, good. And then she wakes up in the water and they rescue her. And that's like the first half of the episode. The second half of the episode, General Syndulla comes up, finds Ahsoka, and she does nothing to advance the plot beyond the fact, like, I think Mon Mothma is like, ooh, you're in trouble because you went without permission. And
And when she
General,
went, was she hurt at all, or was she just land in the water? Was fine.
she had like no injuries in her whatsoever.
Yeah, when they didn't show her really falling over the cliff,
I just want to see when someone falls off
I
a
wasn't
cliff,
really worried at all.
like falls off a cliff into the water. I just want like just once see them hit a rock before they hit the water, so we know that they're seriously injured. Just like
it'll
just
just pan to them like looking over the edge, but you don't see what they're.
there's a movie. Do you remember the movie Ants? ANTZ. It was like it came out the same year as Bugs Life. It was like Woody Allen and Sylvester Stallone.
Yes.
And if you've seen that movie, like the bad guy falls off a cliff, and there's like a lake at the bottom of the anthill, and there's like just one small spot of land, and he falls on the land and dies, even though it's surrounded by water. So I
That's
just want to see that
hysterical.
one time. Yeah, there's like all this water, but there's like one little like island of land. And he falls on it and dies. So yeah, that's a much darker movie than Bugs Life, by the way.
Oh, dude, Ants was wild. I remember that
Yeah,
like
like
dark.
he's lit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very
It's been a long
dark.
time
I mean,
since I've
they
seen that.
definitely they cover some of the like the same, I guess, not virtues, but plot threads. Like how do you be an individual in like a ant colony, sort of like that. So, but yeah, Ants is a way darker movie. I don't think it was nowhere near successful.
Yeah, they didn't need to be.
But I still think Bugs Life
Disney
is a way
movie.
better movie, ironically, even though it's not as dark. Although in Bugs Life, the bad guy gets eaten alive by birds. So, but he was also voiced by Kevin Spacey, so I don't really feel too bad for him. But yeah, so
Wait, wasn't Kevin Spacey
he was the grasshopper in Bugs Life.
Yeah, but he was exonerated from being.
Yeah, but he still did some shady stuff, and he has a reputation as doing some.
Oh,
shady
that's true.
shit.
He is. Maybe I shouldn't say this because then we'll be forever censored by the Church of Scientology. But,
He's not. I don't think he's a Scientologist.
No, he was. I think they protected his ass.
That's Tom Cruise. You're thinking of the guy who just went to prison for rape from that '70s show.
Ooh,
Oh damn!
guy.
Yeah, he's got like 20 years. So, or I think 30 years actually. but he was a Scientologist. So Ahsoka, episode 5. There's the
Damn.
flashback bullshit. That's like it was shot well, but it doesn't advance the plot at all. It's a lot of fan service bullcrap. So they rescue her from the water. Not a single injury on her whatsoever. She wakes up, and
Nice.
Syndulla's in trouble for breaking the rules. Because I don't know. I guess they're trying to make her into a badass, but it's just really contrived, uninteresting, forced conflict. Because the Republic comes to, I guess, arrest Hera, not really, but like not even come to arrest her, just like to find her and reprimand her, and they have to send the Asian pilot to like stall while Ahsoka does her Jedi crap with the flying whales.
Well, sometimes you
it's
just
just
gotta
really-
send the
it's
Asian
just-
dude in
Careful, Tip.
to sol-
Careful.
to solve. I was about to say to solve
Be very
problems. To solve problems. I mean, or
Yeah.
to whoop some monkey ass. But yeah.
Yeah. It's just really lame. Just lazy, uninteresting conflict, or like I guess suspense. Because oh no, she might have time to convince the space whales to take her to the next galaxy. Which, so Robbie, were the space whales in the Clone Wars or Rebels? Or are they like sort of
Space whales?
introducing the show?
I haven't seen it, but
kind of
from some
whale?
YouTube videos, it looks like they were.
Oh, okay. I'm sure if Matt was here, because Matt is like our Star Wars encyclopedia. He would
Yeah,
definitely
I think
know the
Matt
space
said
war.
they were called
But
Purgles.
for like people like us who just watch the movies and TV shows, and I don't even watch all the TV shows. I just watch live action ones. We have no idea what these space whales are. I'm just like, this is ripping off Star Trek Episode 4, or the Undiscovered Country, or what was Star Trek 4? It was where they talk to the whales. Remember that plot line? It's some bullshit. It's some bullshit where they go back in time, and they need the whales to send a signal to stop Armageddon, or I don't know. It's something stupid, but it's Star Trek. So the Trekkies love it. So it's like basically just Star Wars ripping off
Hey,
Star
I
Trek
love
4.
Star Trek. I thought it was very.
You didn't love it enough to watch Star Trek 4 to like back me up on this plot thread that they're
Wait,
ripping
are
off.
you talking about episode 4 from the original?
Star Trek? No, they don't call them Episode 4. It's just Star Trek 4. What was Star Trek after Search for Spock? Because it was like Star Trek Motion Picture, Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, and then is it Undiscovered Country? And then Final Frontier, or maybe Undiscovered Country is number 6. I don't know what Star Trek 4 is called. Do you?
No.
I guess you're not a Star Trek fan.
I mean, I watched all of the original Star Trek and all of the Star Trek.
I watched like the first 2 movies, and I've seen like sporadically watched episodes
Deep
of
Space Nine.
Next Generation and the original series, but I haven't watched I probably haven't watched like a 1/24th of all the Star Trek that's out there. But anyway, the end of this episode. Okay, Voyage Home. Okay, I could not think of that title. Really shows you. But yeah, so basically they're ripping off a Voyage Home to where Ahsoka needs to communicate with the Force whales using bullshit Force plot device.
Yay!
So the space whales, she communes with the space whale, and he's like, "Woo, hop in, woo." So she and the robot guy.
That was a pretty good space whale.
Go into the whale's mouth. The whale closes its mouth, and the whales fly into space, and then hyperspace the next galaxy. And the robot's just like, this is, even the robot in the episode is like, this is fucking stupid. I'm not saying verbatim. She's like, how do we know they're going to go to the galaxy? And she's just like, we don't know, but it's better than going nowhere. And I'm just like, this is a horrible plan. It's just, I mean, obviously we know they're going to like go to where Sabine and Skull is, but it's like so contrived, unconvincing, not clever, just lazy. They just like wrote themselves in a corner. And the best thing to think of was like space whales just magically transport them where they need to go. So, and that's the episode. Just does nothing. Just
Really?
does nothing
Hey,
to advance
space
the plot.
whales.
It's just,
Space whales have their role.
it's just a lot of soulless fan service and like a stupid plot device to where they can pick the plot thread up in the next episode. So it was
Hey,
really, really dumb.
with
That
Star
works
Trek,
for us,
with
you know.
Star Trek 4, were you talking about the old one, or they got a new
No, Star Trek
coming out?
4 with the original Kirk, William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah, in 1980s.
Because there were 6 of those Star Trek movies with the original cast, and there was like 4 Next Generation movies.
Yeah, because the first thing that popped up is it's just Star Trek 4. It's
Oh
not
yeah,
out
they
yet.
didn't even call. Well, yeah, that's like because I think the last Star Trek movie with what's his name, Chris Pine, like bombed, and they were going to do like a 4th one, but like Paramount doesn't
Yes.
care because
Saying no planned release date.
well they've already like recast all the original series characters for the Strange New World show because like Kirk and Spock and Uhura are all on the Strange New World show, but played by different actors. So like they don't even give a shit about the what is it called, the Kelvin universe with Pine and Zachary Quinto. So they've sort of just moved on from that series altogether. So
Wait, Forrest, didn't
so,
Kirk and Spock have a love child?
Cock, yes. Kock, yes. I don't know. Was that where you're sort of steering the conversation into?
The
Or
last
or Spurk?
Yeah, 'cause
It's funny.
Spurk and Cock, they're twins. Yeah, I mean,
Spur-
Andy Dick made that exact same. Andy Dick made that exact same joke on the roast of William Shatner. So Andy Dick's
Nice.
insane. But he's like, he literally came out like a Vulcan in like a yellow shirt. He's like, I'm Kirk and Spock's love child, Cock. It was a lot crazier than that, but you get where I was going, right?
That's
So-
hysterical.
So that's the last episode of Ahsoka. We're not even like an hour in, and I covered both episodes. Episode 4 was pretty well done because it advanced the plot, had some great acting by Ray Stevenson, had actual stakes. Sabine, went to the dark side, for lack of a better term. I mean, I guess she technically did go to the dark side,
Oh,
Damn.
literally.
what'd she do?
But,
Did
like,
she
people say, like, go to
murder
the dark side of-
innocents?
She
Well,
broke
she
bad. No,
was
she gave the map. She
offered-
gave the
yeah,
map.
gave
She
him
gave the map to the
and
bad guy.
instead of
and she's-
destroying it
because
in
that's where Ezra-
in return of seeing who was it? What was it?
Ezra Bridger, because Ezra Bridger's with Thrawn, I think, or at least he's in the galaxy. So, yeah, it's just sort of like they really
Achieve
should
a good
wait.
end.
Ostensibly.
She wants to see her friend. She did it for selfish reasons, or selfish reason. Yeah, I guess not reasons, but
And
it's sort of like
of
they really should have held off on this whole like going
That
to
is
the next
most
galaxy
important.
for the next season, because it's sort of like, it reminds me of One Piece, because the first season of One Piece is all about them getting ready to go to the Grand Line, which is where the One Piece is. So they could spend an entire season in this other galaxy, but I have a cynical feeling they're just gonna like be in this new galaxy for like an episode and then come right back. So we have this new galaxy, like all these storytelling possibilities with, a lot of fresh storytelling possibilities with this new galaxy. And they're probably gonna like find Thrawn and come right back in the next episode. I'm guessing. I don't think they're gonna spend any time in this new galaxy whatsoever beyond one episode. So but yeah, that's the 2 episodes. So
yeah, and that didn't even take like a long.
I think you're gonna be like,
podcast.
I think when you watch the episode, Rob, you're gonna be like, yeah, this does not advance the plot whatsoever. Nothing really happened beyond. She gets into a whale's
looking
mouth
forward to it.
and they go spitting off. I think you're gonna like the flashback or dream sequences with Anakin. I mean, those were like well shot, but they're just like, it's just fan service. It's just like bullshit. Like, she and Anakin are having a discussion about her training, and she's just like, you turn out to be evil. And it's just bullshit. So, yeah, I've seen the first 4 episodes of One Piece as well. And I think if you saw Cowboy Bebop, you'll see some similarities because it's very silly. Although at least the anime of One Piece.
Yeah, but One Piece is
it's supposed to be silly.
Yeah,
Cowboy Bebop was actually pretty
I got
serious.
some pretty silly characters.
I mean,
all kinds of
Cowboy
crazy,
Bebop had like
crazy
some,
abilities.
Yeah, I mean, Cowboy Bebop had some humorous moments and it had like one episode, like I think involving mushrooms, that is funny, but the tone was pretty like serious, for the
Especially
most
with
part.
Luffy, he just has like a not caring attitude.
Well, he's just kind of like an annoying, overexcited kid. And I
Yeah,
think
pretty much.
the actor they got to play Luffy, like sometimes his grins just come off as more creepy than natural, but the character Luffy has to like grin a lot, and
Or it
he's like
works for the
he's
anime.
just he's just uber excited about everything, and you know I've only seen the first 4 episodes, and it's funny they cover like the first I think 20 episodes of the anime, so they condense a lot of stuff into it. And they could have done some stuff better, I feel. But at least it's following the anime in order. And from what I understand, the anime and manga fans are
Well, that's good.
have a much more positive reception to this live action adaptation than.
Yeah, I like when they actually follow the material more.
Yeah, at least it's following the anime. It's following like all the major story arcs in order. So, and I think they're probably gonna continue that in the second season. But like, we're still in a freaking strike. The writers and actors are both still striking. So, nothing is being made right now except maybe like.
Everyone is striking.
Well, I think I just read today that VFX artists are forming a union because of I think what was it, Marvel related something, but there's gonna be a VFX union now. So it seems like the situation seems to be getting worse. So
Wow,
like
a
it seems
VFX union? Dude, they're
yeah,
scared of
AI
AI,
taking
man. They are
everyone's that yeah,
scared.
that
yeah.
AI taking
So
everyone's job.
it's just like they haven't even settled the writers and actors strike yet, and now there's another union they're gonna have to contend with. So it just
This
seems
is
like it
crazy
seems like it's
lawlessness.
getting worse. It's like we didn't have any, like nothing was being filmed. I mean, some things are being filmed during COVID, but a lot of stuff got put on hold. And it just seems like there's gonna be like things being put up. Seems to be things like things are being held off for like at least like half a year, not a year. So then when they were supposed to originally released, because I think Dune got pushed back because they need the actors to do like press for it. Um, I think the Marvels
I'm
is
looking
still going to
forward to
come
that.
out. Yeah, the Marvels I think is still going to come out, but they're not going to be able to do press for that. Aquaman's about to come out in December. They're not going to be able to do press for that. So, it's an interesting situation in Hollywood. But, we have 1,000 episodes of One Piece to watch in the meantime until they get it all sorted out. So, but yeah, I guess One Piece, check it out. I guess you don't have to watch the anime, but it might enhance your experience of the live action show. Who knows? But yeah, Ahsoka episode
I'm
6.
assuming that they're not referring to a bathing suit.
No, although I think there is some cleavage in this show, some or fan
Okay.
service as they call it. The
Moderate.
fun kind of fan service, not the kind like where they just like bring back an actor from like 15 years ago.
Oh,
And
so
for
they
just
bring in like some like throbbing anime chick
uh,
bursting at the seams with love.
With love.
so yeah, so Ahsoka.
With lovage.
Robbie, can you check and see if Ahsoka has 8 episodes or 6 episodes this season? Because I'm wondering if it's gonna be the season finale next week.
8 episodes.
Oh, okay, so 6, so 3 more. Okay, that's good because I think Thrawn. We haven't seen Thrawn yet, and he's supposed to be a big deal. But I'm hoping we're gonna see him next episode, or he'll at least. I think he'll at the very least be teased at the end of the next episode because they got to explore the galaxy, and they're probably going to shoot back. So hope we see the Yuuzhan Vong. That'd be cool too. But yeah, we don't have
Dude,
Matt. We don't have Matt here because Matt could probably articulate a
Name so
lot.
much.
Well, he could articulate a lot of what we saw here because he knows all the
Yeah,
Easter eggs. And
all the
I'm
little
just like,
details.
I've only seen like a handful of Clone Wars episodes. I've seen nothing of Rebels. I've only seen like the first season of Bad Batch, which I think had Hera in it for 1 episode or 2 episodes, but I had no idea her significance.
This podcast covered like all of Bad Batch.
We covered like the first few episodes, but I think I got sick of it, stopped watching it,
Yeah.
and we just stopped covering it. But I
Man,
did
we
go
should
back.
we should
Major
talk about some
finished
like
it, didn't
awesome stuff. We should
I
talk
did-
about like Game of Thrones or something.
I did go back
that be
and I did go back and finish the first season of Bad Batch. I think I got halfway through the second season, but it just got boring and procedural again. It was just like another fetch quest bullcrap. But I heard it does get better, so I might dive back into Bad Batch. It's just like hard to get invested in those shows because they expect you to have seen all 6 seasons of Clone Wars, all of Rebels, because they had like Hera in one episode, and I'm supposed to like care about this character, but I haven't seen Rebels, so I don't know who she is. So yeah, I might finish Bad Batch. Who knows? Maybe we'd like cover that. Any other Star Wars properties coming out this year? Andor's not coming out this year, I don't think. Is this the last Star Wars show for 2023? Robbie? I mean, it's September, so it wouldn't surprise me, but I don't.
I think so. Oh, and next month is Loki, right?
Yeah, but like Star Wars related. Is anything Star Wars
I don't
coming?
think
Oh,
so.
okay.
Let me see.
Are there any more like animated shows from Screen? It's just Bad Batch right now, right?
I'm sorry.
Bad Batch is like the only like animated Star Wars show. Well, they had like Tales of the Jedi, so maybe they'll probably do more of those. I think What If is getting another season, which I like, sort of. I don't really care. I think we'll just cover it. I think we'll cover it for the sake of it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. When's Gen V coming out? The boy spinoff. You know, Rob?
That's coming up soon too.
Yeah, is that coming out this month?
I think it's next month.
October. Okay.
I'd have to double check on that.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't care. But hopefully, maybe it'll get maybe it'll get amazing reviews. But I'm just like, it just seems like a soulless cash grab. I say it every episode, but yeah. So
oh wait, September 29th.
Okay, so
for Gen V.
Cool. All right. Well, that's I think our show. Any other closing thoughts on Star Wars? I got
not that I can think of.
I really didn't we didn't really go over this episode. I kind of just like summarized it and just said how much.
Get the major.
Has George Lucas? Is he still kicking?
He's still alive. They just don't let him. He has like no creative input in regards to the Disney Star Wars properties. They'll let him visit the set and stuff because they did like this whole publicity PR stunt, like behind the scenes of Mandalorian, Ahsoka and George Lucas meets Ahsoka. So he'll do like stuff like that just to show like he's still friendly with Disney and he's like giving his thumbs up when they adapt stuff when he was still under control, but he really has no creative involvement, I don't think. So, but he's still alive. I don't know if he's doing anything like creatively. He's just been like resting on his laurels since Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, he's like a good gillionaire selling bobbleheads.
Wait, he sold Star Wars for $4 billion at Disney, and I think he gave all of it to charity.
Oh wow!
Whoa.
Yeah, but he has like $6 billion because you got to remember, the Star Wars movies have made, I think, $4 billion worth of box office. The toys have sold double that. And 20th Century Fox gave him full licensing rights to do for the Star Wars merchandising rights for Star Wars toys because they did not think Star Wars would be profitable. So he had full rights to the toys, and they have made twice as much money as the movies. So he's doing quite well. So yeah, that's our show. We're going to talk about episode 6 of Ahsoka next week. Maybe a few episodes of One Piece. Maybe we'll have Major and Matt back on, so we can actually have a Star Wars scholar.
All the little details
on the podcast. Yeah, show us like all the little stuff we missed. But I think just a general summary of what we discussed. I liked episode 4 for the most part. Episode 5, I liked like the first half, despite it just being like
just needed
fan service
plot.
Yeah, that didn't move the plot forward. But then the second half of the 5th episode was just like more lame bull crap in the first 3 episodes. So yeah, that's our show. I'm Forrest.
Well, and hopefully Major's back here next time, and I'm Robbie.
And I am Tip.
All right. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace.
Oh, he just left us in here.
Oh,
Close it down.
so
on
Robbie,
here.
what did you think about? What do you think
We
about
can
episode
throw
6? Let's just go
thoughts
ahead
in
and
there. start out the next podcast.
Are we recording? I don't even know. That's the funny part.
It still says recording up there. I think
Well, we should
Forrest
definitely
just
keep
left
this
the room
section
of
in.
this recording.
This could
Hey,
be amazing.
Forrest, let's see if you're.